I know the way that Big U was living was whack, but you don't get a nigga back like that.
Senior boy, this court date. Dirty shoes on, flat-footed shower shoes on, looking pathetic in the court date. And he was looking so bad, about to cry. The judge said, "Mr. Henry, you okay?" He said, "Oh, I'm just stressed out." Buster shit, bro. You be talking all this high-power, tough talk, but these dudes go to jail, bro, be like busters.
Police or not, this nigga 600 is ruthless. He's ruthless. But what's crazy is, right, this is the irony of the whole thing. The whole ball got rolling with Whack 100. We know that he the one first started throwing Big U name out there, whatever. But no, in all honesty, it wasn't even Whack. You can't put it on Whack. It was Hassan Campbell when he leaked the tape. That's when Big U name first started getting dirt on it, right? But what's crazy is the 600 nigga is the one who really like drove it home. Like Whack got the ball rolling, but 600 just like drove it home. And after all that, for Big U to be facing 600 years is just crazy. Just the irony of that is crazy. Nigga named 600 got you jammed up, and now you looking at 600. Moreover, as currently charged, defendant faces a statutory maximum of well over 600 years, even discounting defendant's criminal history due to his age, and currently charged, defendant faces a likely guideline range of life in prison based on a total offense level of 43 for count 1 alone. That's just for one count. Man, they about to knock his block off. Dude, that's different. I don't know how I would have responded to that. My ops showing up at my court date to make fun of me. Just to like, I know you got me jammed up, and you show up at my court date making a mockery of me. That's gotta add insult to injury. Let's see what this dude got to say about the rest of this court date.
Now let's get into what happened in the court. So, mind you, I'm the first person to walk in the door. I'm at the door, 11 o'clock sharp. I pull the door. He's like, "No, I'll let you know when we're in." I'm like, "Damn, okay." So they like 5 minutes late. He finally let us in. "Oh, make sure everyone's phone's off." "Oh, no, phone's off. Take out my earpiece now." I'm the first one to walk through. I could see him through the glass. He's sitting right there. I'm the first one to walk in. I said, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, what's up, man?" You know what I mean? He look at me, look away. Buster, scary. Don't even want my guy. He's scary, right? So I go in. I'm front row. We gonna see what's going on. Cause see, these other minute orders been sealed, bro. So a lot of stuff goes on they don't want people to see for whatever reason. We don't know. You feel me? Anyway, let's talk about his lawyer. So his lawyer. No, first I believe it's a prosecutor, DA, whatever. They run a whole list of why he should get denied, right? So when it's his lawyer's time to speak, his lawyer has a problem standing up. So he said, "Let me get up for a second." Okay, get up. He stands up, and he tells the judge, "Give me a second. Let me get over here." I guess some type of injury, health problem, whatever it may be. But he was standing up, already past Big U to go to the podium to speak. How the DA was stern to be able to speak. You know what his lawyer did? No. The judge gave him an opportunity to sit down. He said, "You know what? You can present from right there." He said, I guess, and sat down. Right there, when I seen that, I said, this lawyer's not even trying to get this dude out. If that had been me, how I was able to stand up, I would have walked to that podium and presented my case and defended my client with everything I got. That dude sat down next to Big U and was pleading his case. And the other dude stood up. Mind you, they got the thing, they got the speaker. Everything he's saying is loud and clear. He's able to look at the judge right in his face and stand up. This lawyer, oh man, bless his heart. But, so let's get to the meet and greet, right? The lawyer didn't have anything to stand on. His only key bullet point thing to stand on was that Big U surrender. That's all he had to say good about it. So as we going through this thing, right? You know, the prosecutor said what he say. He get to speak. He get to speak. So the prosecutor said, I don't know if it's the prosecutor. Please correct me on that. He like, not only when he turned himself in, he fled. He already fled. So you can't say turn himself in. They played the video of him mentioning Whack 100 and 600. He said that 600 was with the FBI when they raided his house. He said that 600 and Whack 100 are working with the FBI. You know what the district attorney prosecutor said? He said that those are lies and that those people have never spoken with the FBI. Okay? That's what he said. So they used what he said against us, against him. So he said by him saying that 600 and Whack 100 are working with the FBI, he said everyone knows if people in the streets are working with law enforcement, that puts a target on their back. They say that he used that as smoke signals to put threats on our lives. This is what the DA says, right? So then they pull up a next clip. They show a screenshot of a guy who works for Developing Options. You know what it said? It said, free Big U, kill 600, and keep the rest. They put his screenshot up. You know what they said? This guy's an employee that was just seen a few days prior with Big U in the cart on Crenshaw and Slauson with a Developing Options hat who just got hired for him a month prior. So they're using all this stuff against him. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff came up. They also said that when they raided his house, they were told that it was a firearm in the house. They asked the father, he wasn't there. The father said, it should be in there, but it's not there. You know what I'm saying? Pop's like, man, I'm 80 years old, bro. I'm not going to jail for that shit. I'm over getting there. You feel me? It should be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said, man. You know what I'm saying? So, with all that stuff, right? So he's definitely being charged with the murder. Y'all remember my video I said a few weeks ago, he's not being charged with one indictment? So that was one of the arguments that Big U's lawyer said. Big U's lawyer said that all this stuff about a murder, there's no police reports, he hasn't been charged with it. Mind you, the DA over there in the cut, like, I'm gonna let you finish. As soon as he finishes, you have anything else to say? He comes up and says, no, actually, he is being charged with the murder. I said, oh, Big U's being charged with the murder? So then they start talking about the murder. They said that the first time they contacted Big U's family about the murder of Rayshawn Williams, he wasn't even a suspect. They only contacted them to see what they knew about him. And Big U wasn't there. The wife was there. They said the wife called from a mother's phone, called Big U, and said, hey, they came asking about Rayshawn.
Now that could possibly hurt Big U. Now that could possibly hurt Big U. Why would his wife be alerting him like they asked about Rayshawn, as if she knows that he knows something about Rayshawn? If that's how the heat got on him, if that's how the initial heat got on him, like they didn't have no clue he wasn't a suspect, and just from that picking up the wife's call, calling him, nasty work.
They got all that. He wasn't even a suspect. They said that made him guilty, right? That made him a suspect right there. So then they got the guys telling on him, 50 witnesses telling on him. They got suspects that are gonna come and testify in court. The dude is cooked. Denied bail. You know, I might have to do another video. It's so much stuff that they said it was almost 2 hours. And I took a mental note of everything. I wasn't able to record. I really wanted to get everything, but just some of the key points I gave y'all. Dude is cooked. Oh, another thing the lawyer said was these people are here to put up their property to bail him out. And, he should be fighting this from home. He's not a threat. He's not a flight risk. Everything he said, they debunked it. He said, no, he is a flight risk because he already fled. They said he just wants a second chance. They said no, he has a second chance. You know what they did? They read off all these charges previously. He's been arrested for murder. All these charges. They said he's had a second chance. They said something like, this is the paradigm of that, something. I don't know the definition of all that, but they said that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So, so then the lawyer said, if for whatever reason, you know, and they're arguing the fact that let's put them on strict monitoring, no people contact, you know, ankle monitor, such and such and such. And these people are putting up their properties, and if anything was to happen, he'll never get out of jail. Why would you say that? Like, you already admitting to him and never getting out of jail. Like, that lawyer is a dump truck. I'm just being real with you, bro. Like, me, let me give y'all some game. If I was Big U's lawyer, he never argued, and I just came up with this, thinking about this right now. I would have said, listen, Your Honor, my client is 58 years old. He'll be 59. He's in bad shape. He's over 300 pounds. He has knee problems, health problems. He's not in any position to flee. You know, everything you have, he hasn't been convicted. He just want to fight at home. Your presentation is everything. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And I would have stood my ass up on that podium and presented this and said, look how many people he has here to support him. That lawyer didn't do none of that. He didn't bring up the people in the audience. He didn't have a stern look at, he's sitting down lounging next to his client. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't have hired that dude, but that's part one of what's going on. He's been denied bail. Oh, so did I talk about how tough these guys be talking when they see me? It ain't like that. I don't know. Like, share, and subscribe.
Say this ain't so. Say it ain't so. Say Big U ain't up in that courtroom with a pettifogger. You know what a pettifogger is? It's an incompetent lawyer. I hope Big U ain't up in there with no incompetent lawyer. I mean, some of the things that I've heard him accused of, I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I still would like to see, you know, the man have a fighting chance. You know, because we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know how much of this stuff is true or not. So I would like to see the man at least fight for his freedom with a competent attorney. If what Christopher 600 is saying is true, then boy, Big U in trouble.